learning from spiritual attacks. And I think that this is a topic that really affects a lot of people. And it's something that I have a lot of experience dealing with. And I'll save you a lot of time by just explaining to you what you really should be focusing on. So first of all, when these things happen, they're an indication of that something is either off with how you are, or it is an indication of that something is off with how you think. So of course these two are very heavily related, but what I mean, so the first example, the first thing I'm talking about, then I mean, if you're being a bad person, then you can expect people to react and respond and have collected anger and frustration towards you, and they are going to lash it out at you. And nothing can really defend you against that except for becoming a changed person. And then you no longer need to accept when or if it happens. But as long as you're actually playing into it, where you're, for example, faking victimhood and you're attacking people, throwing people under the bus, humiliating them, sharing their secrets, doing bad things to people, will put you in trouble sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. On top of that, it's gonna make you a person that, in generally, if I'd look at you from the outside, like if anybody looks at you, if you look at yourself from the outside, you, even from the inside, you're a person that will never inevitably be fulfilled. You'll never be satisfied with life. You'll constantly be looking for something, someone to satisfy you. And that is because of how and who you are. Now, the other part of it, when I was saying, or it's about how you think, then what I mean is that it's about your philosophy around yourself. And it doesn't have to be that your philosophy is wrong, in the sense of that you, like, sometimes things just happens sometimes so that you can take a stand and build that perception, that philosophy of who you are, and stand strong in it. So obviously, the more reactive that you become against the people that treats you bad or attacks you, the more you start to feed into it, and you become a co-player of it. So the only way what you can do, the other option, is to surpass it and to completely, what is it called? Level up above it, rise above it. That's what I'm trying to say, but there's another word for it, like elevate past it. I can't really think of it. So you can rise above it, or you can become a part of it, or you can let it like really drag you down, like really, really sink you. So in life, we are faced with this choice, and with these choices of how we want to act, and who we are. We create who we are by the way that we respond to the things that happens to us in life, and the way that we carry ourselves in every room we walk into, in the world, in the life, and with our families, with every single person, friends, strangers, workplace, etc. We make a decision on who we are. So we are not born in a certain way. Some people have the philosophy, which I could not agree with less. Like, there is nothing, I'm so 100% against that you are born someone already, in a way. I mean, okay, in another context, yes, you could say that I believe that. But in this context that I'm talking about right now, you build who you are. So your responses to the things around you, and the way that you choose to pull yourself or to put yourself in relationship to the things that are around you, will determine that, and the way that simply the way that you behave and act, etc. So the reason for why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people forget to go into the deeper contemplation and reflection once they have been attacked. So most people will initially have a fiery response, or some sort of initial response, and it can either be in anger, frustration, and lashing out and trying to protect and defend yourself against the attack, or it can be the exact opposite, going into victimhood, going into feeling sorry for yourself, feeling pity, feeling small, everything happens to me, I'm so power, like these things always happens to me, and these kind of thoughts. But every single time it happens, it is an opportunity to surpass it. That was the word I was looking for before. Every time it happens, it is an opportunity to actually grow even more from it. The intensity and the I would say, like, level of lesson, intensity is the right word. The intensity of the lesson is, it's very, like, fruitful. It's very potent. These kind of lessons are very potent. They hold so much for you to learn from. So if you're able to really understand what the lesson is from it, whether it is, oh, you're actually being a bad person, or it is that you're actually not understanding, like, you haven't asserted yourself powerfully enough, or you're not being loving enough towards yourself. You see, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes in the spiritual scene, everything's like, because you don't love yourself, bad things happen to you because you don't love yourself. That's not 100% true. A lot of the time it's about that you simply need to affirm that thing is happening, because for some reason you have been susceptible, whether it is because of your good thoughts about others, or being a loving person puts you in danger, period. Being someone believing in that there is good in the world, regardless of the extent of it, you are in some level of danger. You're going to be in some level of danger regardless, and no matter what. So that should never stop you from being a loving person, because that's like saying, it's dangerous to be alive. And it is. It's dangerous to exist. And it is, to a certain extent, to a certain level, it actually is. That doesn't mean you're not going to be alive. It means a risk. It comes with it a risk. Loving is the same thing. Being loving, or being someone who believes in the good. You can't have the good if you don't believe in the good. And the only way to be attacked, for like the best, the most attractive way to attract people that attack, is by being someone that honestly believes in good. So can't you can't both, like, you can't believe in good without being in danger, but you also can't get a better life if you don't believe in good. So that's the dilemma, or that's the choice that we are faced with, that every human being is faced with. That's the options every person is facing. So obviously, maybe I haven't been very clear about it, but my encouragement is to always be loving. That's what I believe in, and really think that more people should take a stand towards. Not because it's necessarily, unfortunately, it doesn't have to be. It is very powerful for yourself and individually. But mainly, what motivates me to have this message more is knowing that if everybody would have that mentality, not even everybody, but at least 15% or 20% of the human population, that could literally change the whole world. And that the reason for why the world is not in such a good state that it could be, despite the potential and the beauty and all of the things that have existed. And yes, problems happen, but you can still surpass them. So me knowing, and I know, this is not a theory. This is proven now. For me, I have been trying to figure it out, and I did get answers, and my answers showed me that yes, love is the answer. Period. So if you ask me, that's what I'm gonna say. But a lot of people have too much fear and etc etc. And then, as we were talking about now, so like if you're a bad person, you're gonna be spiritually or emotionally attacked, and if you're a good person, you're also gonna be emotionally attacked. But who do you think is more actually confident and powerful and strong? Obviously the good person. The bad person will know in some level at their core that they are not that person that they claim that they are. Even if you have managed to create an environment that believes in your lie, even if you have managed to make yourself believe in the lie, some part of you know that you're not authentic. Something in you has a friction. You can't get away from that. And not having that friction is extremely liberating. So that just takes a lot of BS out of your way, just like that, very easily. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it was useful.